and they're quite good. And the thing is, you don't care about them because you just use them when you need them. They despawn anyway. They have a limited lifetime. So yeah, the thing is, your energy, infestor energy, is never going to run out. So it's a renewable resource. You don't have to think about it that much as long as you have enough infestors. Now, Katz is really banking on a lot of minerals, and as we can see, now I'm going to pause a little bit. I said some stuff about this this technique over here to place additional hatcheries in your base a while ago when I was casting some match, and I generally said it in a lot of matches, especially in Madfrog's matches, because Madfrog gets a lot of hatcheries in base. So here's the thing, you are not going to be able to, with 2 hatcheries, and even with queens injecting, if you go for something like Zergling Infestor, or something that eats up all your gas, and you're going to be left with loads of minerals, the only real option you have is to filter it into Zerglings. Now the thing is, you're not going to be able to have the larva production you want to get rid of all these minerals. So imagine if he had, like, let's just say hypothetically, he had 2 more hatcheries in here with queens, then he'd be able to get a lot of Zerglings at the same time and not bank up so many minerals that basically are just sitting there not getting used. And when you play against something aggressive like a warpgate push, then you need to think about using up everything you have to deal with push. There we go, I'm pausing the replay for now, and Silver has done a pretty good job taking out those creep tumors. He has an observer with him, but there's more creep tumors on this side. Now the thing is, the thing you want to think about is Zerg is the fact that you also have to expand. You have to expand. You cannot sit on 2 bases. You can see the Protoss is already taken a 3rd. Now as long as the Protoss is keeping you boxed into your base, you can bet your ass that he's going to expand. And you're going to sit on 2 bases, and these are going to get mined out pretty quickly. I mean, look at the main, it's almost mined out. The natural will eventually be mined out as well. So you have to think about expanding, and the best place to do so is obviously here. You can link up with creep like this, and you're not expanding towards your opponent. That expansion over there is not really safe. And here we go. In the meantime, as I was talking, this warp prism has been placed down here and deployed. Some forces were warped into Katz's base, a lot of stalkers. Now if we take a look at this game, and obviously the rest of the stalkers blinked up here from down below because they had vision. And the thing I want to say is this: if we take a look at the unit counting station, which is lagging, there we go, 7 infestors and 33 zerglings. Now the Protoss has 19 stalkers and 2 zealots. 19 stalkers is a lot, and he has 3 sentries as well. Now these sentries can cause huge issues because he can just box himself in the corner, put some force fields around, and the surface area for the Zerglings is not going to be there anymore. They're not going to be able to get the surround off, which means that your stalkers are going to kill all, I mean his stalkers in this case, are going to kill all your Zerglings, and you're not going to be able to do anything. You just have to wait for the Zerglings for the force fields to go out, but then additional units are going to stream in and so forth, and you're basically screwed. So that's really not an option. So let's see what Katz is going to do in this case. One fungal growth over here, sending a lot of Zerglings over there and blinking the front ones back. As you can see, the fungal growth ones couldn't blink. And here we go, that's a lot of infested terrans being placed down. He's using mostly all his mana that's left after the fungal growth on infested terrans. Now look at how much damage these infested terrans are doing, and this is like a lot of damage. He still has 8 infestors. Now where are the rest of those infestors? I'm quite curious to see. Maybe, oh, they're borrowed. Some borrowed over here and some on the ground. Now look at this, there's a constant stream of units coming. Just these infested terrans, they're offering additional support. Now what's going to happen here is basically the only thing you can do, you have to get some damage dealing units, and on top of those you have to just send all your workers in so that you can actually survive. But what is Katz going to do? Actually, he's taking his drones off the land so they don't get killed for now. Now the Protoss player wants to take this down because he knows that I'm gonna pause a sec. If this goes down and you take down the infestation pit as well, you're not gonna have to deal with infestors anymore, because first of all, it's gonna take a while to get another layer up, and then again the infestation pit. So you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. Now, as we can see, Katz is doing what I said before. He's taking all his drones back here. He got a few units up. He's going to probably use infested terrans over here. And let's see how this is going to play out. There we go. A lot of drones. The thing is, as long as your drones are mixed into the army and you have Zerglings and like infested terrans and so forth, and these queens dealing damage, that's a lot of damage, and the stalkers are going to go down because stalkers really can't stand taking a lot of damage when they're getting surrounded. So There we go. Didn't lose that many drones either. I mean, he did lose a lot, but he didn't lose all of them, and it's really affordable right now. The thing is, in the meantime, and this is what I wanted to get to, Katz has been expanding at the 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock position. So this is really something you want to think about. It's really important because if you stay on these two bases, the Protoss is gonna get to you no matter what you do, because he's gonna get additional stuff that you're not gonna be able to fend off. He's getting 2 Immortals, he's chrono boosting these, and there's 2 Stargates as well, although I haven't seen any units pop out of this yet, and we're going to see how he's going to be using these Stargates. Now, obviously, SilverSnow is not a bad player, so even though I haven't heard of him in the competitive StarCraft scene, that doesn't mean he's a bad player. Obviously, he's a very good player, and Katz is having issues with this guy. So if we take a look at the production tab, in the meantime, Hive has been what is this? Wait a second. What? Oh yeah, you see, my bad, guys. I did not want to confuse you. He did get. This is what I wanted to say. There's just a lot of stuff happening. He planted an Ultralisk cavern while his Hive was still there, so this means that there's going to be Ultralisk coming out, and most likely SilverSnow is not going to be expecting this. So this is something you really want to think about. If your Hive is about to go down, this is like it has to go into your reflex. It's like something that you have to do automatically without thinking about it. If you see your Hive is going to go down, there's nothing you can do about it. First thing you think about, what buildings do I need from Hive Tech, or what upgrades do I need? And if I need them and I can afford them, then I should get them right now, because a Hive takes a long time to get back. So if you don't get those buildings, your tech tree is going to be basically locked. So yeah, there we go. So in this case, he put down an Ultralisk cavern, and in the meantime, he's also sending a lot of Zerglings over here to deal with this base, which is really something you want to do with Zerg. Although there's a lot of forces streaming in from this direction, you want to take down as much as you can, because the Protoss, I mean, if you let the Protoss out macro you, you're basically gonna be dead, because there's going to be so many units swarming in, you can't do anything about it. Now, as he got these 2 bases up, they're not going to be really threatened right now, because obviously this harass with the Zerglings has kept SilverSnow in his base a little bit. So he didn't. He's kind of wary right now and wants to keep his forces here, because he saw those Zerglings going in here, but they didn't go out. So indeed, they were borrowed over there. But it is keeping his forces pinned down over here for a little while. Now, in the meantime, Katz is getting 3 Ultras and the armor upgrade for Ultralisk as well. Now, if I take a look at the unit counting station, there's 8 Infestors up, and their energy is going up quite fast. They're all around at least 100 energy each, so that's a lot of fungal growth over there. That's 8 fungal growth, perhaps more depending on how much energy they have. Now here we go, another hatchery has been planted in his main where his Hive used to be, and this is like a lot of larva production. If we think about how much larva production Katz has right now, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 hatcheries with queens injecting, so that's a lot of larva over there. It's something you really want against warpgate Protoss, because generally Protoss units are Protoss units are generally stronger than Zerg units. So what you need is the ability to just outmass, because you have to constantly outmass them, because pretty much, I mean, if you have a lot of warpgates, he's gonna have the same unit production rate as you, even though you're on many hatcheries, but his units are a lot stronger, and he has AoE with Colossus and all sorts of stuff. But there isn't any Colossus out yet, although I think there is a robotics blade down here, and the external extended thermal lance upgrade is on the way as well. So the thing is, Katz is looking okay right now. He's looking much better than before. But in my opinion, it's still not enough, because these Immortals do so much damage to Ultras. So if you use them right and you focus fire the Ultras are going to go down really, really fast. But we're going to see something really nice, something I mentioned before in this game, and you're going to see it happen right now if I remember correctly. So the thing is, this is a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Sentries, a lot of Zealots, some Colossus as well, a lot more forces streaming in here, another 4 Stalkers, and as you can see that the Protoss's macro is really good. He's very low on resources, and this is like a huge army. If we take a look at the army size, the army is equal, but that's not a good thing, because the Zerg army is not as potent as the Protoss army. But here we go, I'm pausing the replay, and there's going to be an attack happening over here. Just waiting for the thermal lance to complete, I do believe. Also some Voiders coming out and some more Immortals. So this is a very scary Protoss army over here, and the third Colossus is going to join the fight. And basically, if you wouldn't have Ultras, force fields would just make it so that the Zerglings wouldn't be able to do anything. And the fungal growth is really neglectable damage, because the fungal growth only does 36 damage, so it's just a root mechanism more than a damage mechanism, especially when you play against Protoss that have high HP units, so you need something to really kill what you're doing fungal growth. And the thing is, with Ultras, not only do they do absorb damage, but they walk over force fields, they destroy those force fields, which makes it so that your Zerglings actually get in there and do the damage you want them to do, as otherwise they're just gonna die as useless units. So there we go, I'm pausing the replay, the attack is incoming. Also Guardian Shield being thrown up over here, and these Spine Crawls is gonna go down really fast. And let's take a look at what Katz is doing. He's backing up a little bit, he's trying to mass up as many units as he can. Another 2 Ultras on the way. Seems like he's going for it right now. He's still on creep, and a lot of force fields over there. There we go, and blocking him off for now. Seems like the Protoss wants to take down these rocks, so he has an alternative attack route to Katz, but there is no hatchery over here, so there's not much to do on this side. Thing is, you can walk up and down with Colossus over here, and he can blink up his Stalkers as well, but there's also Zealots and Immortals, so he can't really swap armies like that, go up and down. But the thing is, right now Katz is looking much better, because he has maxed energy infestors, and he has a lot of Ultras. This is 8 Ultralisk, and they have 3 armor upgrades, so there's 4 armor, and 2 damage, 2 attack upgrades. So the thing is, what I was saying before about the Neuroparasite, you're gonna see exactly what I meant, and that it's a very good ability to use, because the bane of those Immortals, really, of those Ultralisks, is over here. It's these Immortals, so if these Immortals focus down the Ultras is gonna go down like really fast. 5 Immortals, 2-shot on Ultralisk, so it's gonna be really brutal if they manage to actually get the damage off. And an additional 8 Infestors, by the way, being made by Katz. So Katz is really using Infestors. So here we go, we can see a different approach to playing against Protoss as Zerg, and to dealing with a fast expanding, warpgate pushing Protoss. So here we go, trying to spread out these units nicely, and getting a lot more. Oh, another Immortal over here, so that's like, this is really bad. 7 Immortals would just tear through these Ultralisk normally, but just gonna speed this up just a little bit so you guys can see what's happening over here. And 1 fungal growth to give them the vision. That's really smart, by the way. I want to pause a little bit here. So look at this. Look at these. Already 3 Immortals have been in Neuroparasited. Not fungal growth. My bad. Fungal growth is going to come additionally over here. The Colossus are still safe in the back. But the thing is, these Ultras are going to be able to get in here, because the force fields aren't going to affect them. Now, these Neuroparasites, this means that all these Immortals are going to be doing damage back to the Protoss player, and Immortals are really good against armored units, and this is like only armored units over here. Immortals, Stalkers, and Colossus. So let's see how this plays out. I'm just going to slow this down on normal speed. There we go. The Ultras are making their way in there. They're not taking a lot of damage. Just 4 Immortals left. There we go. All the Immortals went down. Still has 4 Immortals of his. Still 4 Neuroparasited Immortals for Katz. There we go. He's Neuroparasiting the Colossus right now, and the Ultras are making their way forward. And another fungal growth over here on these units is going to make it so. I mean, look at how many Infestors exist on the ground over here. Thing is, they take so much damage from Colossus, so he has to be very careful. He does Neuroparasite the other Colossus.